Okay, so this is in response to a request that I received about things that helped me during my Kundalini awakening, that helped me stabilize the experience, basically. So I guess I'll start with accepting a few things. Accepting that what's happening is an amazing thing, no matter how it feels. That includes knowing that Kundalini energy amplifies everything. So whatever resistance you have, whatever psychological sticking points you have, will be amplified intensely by Kundalini energy. So if you have the tendency to disassociate, it will be very intense, because the purpose of it is to get you to a point where your desire to be free of it is so great because of its intensity, right? The separate self's tendency to escape reality is so intense that we actually become able to drop it because we no longer see any value in it. We see truly how painful it is and how much suffering it causes, all of our strategies that we use to avoid reality, and all of the ways that we aren't in alignment with our true nature. So first, knowing that the amplification of the negative is part of it. It's part of it. It's a big part of it. It might be part of it that there's an amplification of a disease process that was in your past. Maybe something comes back. Maybe I had so many symptoms come and go. Rashes, ulcers, heart palpitations, vision impairment, dizziness, vertigo, hearing impairment, changes in my hair, changes in my digestion, changes in my menstrual cycle, all came and went and changed. And, some of those things I did have checked out because I had a history of having cancer, but nothing was ever found. So I realized that, the body is the mind. And so the process of the mind being purged and all of your little channels, your nadis being purged of resistance, will most likely, and maybe not always, but in many cases, include physiological symptoms that might very well be uncomfortable. So the next thing I would say is to accept the fact of discomfort. If that's what you're experiencing, I have been in public and have experienced bizarre phenomena. I'm in Paris right now, walking around the city, meditating in very old churches, and my energy is stronger here. The non-physical aspect of me is sped up because I'm focused on saint energy, ascended master energy, and the presence of those beings is very strong here. And so my vibration is sped up even more so than the Kundalini does. And so sometimes I'll be walking and my head will feel like it's in a different dimension. My brain will feel like it's experiencing a lot of energy. Meanwhile, my body is just walking on the street or having dinner, at a restaurant. Also accepting that, not worrying about how you are perceived. You might be in public, you might be at a restaurant, you might be at a grocery store, you might be driving, and something bizarre will happen. Some energy will open up. Something will happen, something that includes a lot of an intense sensation might happen. And it is what it is. It's happened to me thousands of times and nothing has ever happened to me. Even if I'm driving on the highway and I'm experiencing a sudden influx of energy or a sudden very quick movement of energy, nothing ever happens. And I can't guarantee you that anything will or will not happen in your life, obviously, but what I can say is that I've often felt like that could happen, but it never does. I've never blacked out. I've never fainted. I've never crashed. I've never fallen on the floor. Sometimes I've been dizzy and sometimes I've been like, a little clumsier just because I'm feeling a lot in my brain. The brain does get very electric, like an electric fence. The eyes can get very electric, right? My eyes, up until actually very recently, would kind of like like roll back a lot. So accepting the fact of discomfort, of inconvenience, that it happens in public, accepting that no matter what inconvenience is happening in your life, right, no matter what, a lot of people are unable to function in their normal ways, unable to do their normal job, even if they have 5 children, it doesn't matter. It is a gift no matter what way it's inconveniencing you, and just accept it and open to the possibility and availability of help from the universe, from yourself in other forms, and it will come. It will come. Just trust. And just accept sometimes you won't be able to trust, because what's being amplified is your doubt, right? And Kundalini amplifies everything. So sometimes your doubt is amplified, and that's okay. Everything is amplified. Just knowing that, that everything is amplified, knowing that the fact that everything is feeling worse is a good thing, helps. One of the biggest things that helped me was concentrating. So I'm naturally a very, open focused meditator. I walk around in presence. I don't think very much, but I also never developed the faculty of concentration until the last year, actually. And man, has that helped me. Well, 2 things I would say has really helped me. See, it's happening right now. Energy is going through my throat. Energy is going through my throat. I see a white being right there, and it is what it is. It's okay. I feel a burning sensation in my pores, because there was a flood of adrenaline, because there was a fear of death that came up with the inability to breathe with the throat closing. It is what it is. You have to be okay anyway, because you're the eternal consciousness that never dies. That's what you have to embody. So the 2 things that helped me tremendously were the concentration, so concentrating on frequencies. The Joe Dispenza meditation, Blessing of the Energy Centers 3, meditating with symbols, was very helpful for me. It started me on this kind of path of embodying frequencies, the frequency of stability, right? If Kundalini tends to knock you out of stability, feeling your root chakra and really absorbing yourself in a feeling and an image of stability, whether it's a black iron Buddha, whether it's tree roots, whatever it is, find an image and really absorb yourself in the feeling of that frequency. Practice it, know it, and feel it in your root, and feel it going down your legs. And feel it when you're having an episode, when you're having a feeling that's very disorienting. Center yourself back in the stillness, back in stability. Practice stability when it's easy, so that when it's more difficult, you can use that tool. It's very helpful, and it has helped my body raise its vibration to the vibration of my consciousness. And body meaning personal mind, right? It's the conscious mind's involvement. The conscious mind, in my opinion, is very important. It's very important to involve your conscious mind, concentrate on frequencies, meaning contemplating things, meaning setting intentions, not just being in awareness, being aware of your mind that's blabbing all day. No, push yourself into the mind and think on purpose if you're going to think at all. Contemplate things, or don't think at all, and focus your energy in the heart center and radiate and give thanks. Walk around giving thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Right? Or tune into the center that's already kind of giving thanks. Tune into the part of you, the dimension of you that is kind of in this childlike awe and happiness to be here. Focus. That's incredibly important. And I'll do a whole other video on concentration. But the other thing, of course, was to completely, this complete cessation of escape. The complete cessation of escape of emotional energy. And I've done a lot of videos on that. I have, maybe the first one I posted on this channel, I'm demonstrating it, just like I just kind of demonstrated something that happened on this video. I demonstrate myself being completely present with a difficult emotion. I explain a lot in my content how to identify when you're avoiding emotion and how to drop into it and kind of go into it. It's actually, it can actually, believe it or not, become quite blissful. So first, to realize that you're an escape artist, that you escape feelings by overthinking, by analyzing, sometimes even by meditation, sometimes by projecting, sometimes by being overly concerned about someone, sometimes by reaching out to people who you don't really want to interact with because you're bored, right? You're unable to feel the uneasiness of aloneness, so you reach out and you go into activity, recognizing all these patterns. And when you recognize it, immediately go in, right? So what's a pattern? Worry, doubt, right? What are we avoiding when we're doubting? Well, we are avoiding our body's conditioning and how our conditioned mind responds to uncertainty. So it could be anxiety, it could be dread, right? We start doubting or asking a lot of questions. So I talk a lot about that in my other content, but to get good at really identifying that, and in the moment that you identify that, drop your consciousness below the neck and feel whatever you're feeling, especially in the case of disassociation. Disassociation can be in response to boredom. It can be in response to, really what you're disassociating from is the idea that you are at the mercy of your environment. That is a big lesson. Learning that you are not at the mercy of your environment, and being an empath, and especially an empath going through an energetic awakening where all energies are enhanced. It doesn't matter how strong somebody's psychic energy is. It doesn't matter what's in your environment. You can choose to feel stable because that's your choice. Because that is you. You are a creator. You are not at the mercy of your environment. That is huge, especially for empaths. The unconscious belief that you are programmed by your environment, because that's the child perspective of having no choice of where to go, what to do, to leave the house. All you can do is be there and take it, right? So that's where we create strategies where we go into fantasy and disassociation and all the other ways that we innocently try to avoid being uncomfortable. So really, like, just no longer escaping emotion. That's huge. Trusting the energy, trusting that no matter how physiologically uncomfortable it is, no matter what it feels like, no matter, it's okay. It's okay. You never die. You never die. Your body is just going through a death process. Your body goes through a death process every so many years, but what a Kundalini awakening does is it speeds it up, right? The amount of death that you're experiencing in the years of your life is probably an amount of death that people who aren't experiencing it would experience over the course of a lifetime. So it's this compressed amount of death that you are experiencing. So have love for yourself, have compassion for yourself. Don't do things you don't want to do. Understand how energy works. I talk a lot about modulating energy. You have to understand how to modulate energy. You cannot do things you don't want to do. No longer be a people pleaser. Because what Kundalini is doing is it's squeegeeing out the separate self so that you're back in alignment with source. And being in alignment with source is not only being unconditional love and awareness, it's the way source is expressing through you as what I do want to do right now. And what doesn't feel right to me right now, right? What's true for me right now? What is a yes for me right now? That is how to stay in your stream, right? And the consequences of straying from your stream are amplified And that's a good thing. It's a good thing that when you make a choice that you know is intuitively not healthy for you, that it turns out really badly, because the universe is trying to teach you just to come back into alignment with what is real for you. That's another thing, getting back into alignment with what is real for you. And if you're so disconnected from that, you're really never disconnected from that. But knowing that it can be as simple as starting on a moment-to-moment basis, really only just working on a moment-to-moment basis. Somebody calls you on the phone, you don't want to pick up, don't. Oh, I have to use the bathroom right now. Go do it, right? That's just, don't try, do, right? Just do. Don't think about something, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Don't try to push your body around. Be in the flow of your biorhythms. And also don't get scared if you can't sleep, right? I didn't sleep for years and I'm okay. Okay, don't Google things, right? Like there's some disease that people die of not sleeping. Look, I didn't sleep for years and I'm fine. I think even sharing these conversations, it energizes a sense of trust in the process. I do strongly believe that this phenomenon of Kundalini awakening will happen more and more and more, because we're in a renaissance right now. We're in like an age of reawakening. And so I will share more of my experience to help people relax, to help the mind relax and fall into a space of trust. And so each of the points that I've mentioned, I have elaborated more on in different videos. I wanted to, just put something out there because I know it's important and somebody asked me about it, and it's in my heart to help people with this experience. So I hope this is a good start. I will make more. I'm still traveling for a while, and just maybe 10 more days, I think. Yeah, 10 more days. So I should be home, I think, in 10 days. So I'll probably be making more regular content then, although I don't know. But it's in my heart to assist and to be of service. And so any way that I can be of service, if you're tuning into my channel and you would like to ask specific questions, please do. I really I take them to heart, and I would love to share whatever I can to energize a sense of trust and a sense of joy and just embracing everything that happens during an awakening and an energetic awakening, and hopefully I can in some way show you a way or show you some light as you go through this experience. So I hope this helps, and I will tune back in soon.